This Florida Derby Day, remember to sign up with DRF Bets.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The DRF race of the day for Saturday, March the 27th is the Grade 1 $750,000 Florida Derby. It's a very important Kentucky Derby prep. Let's throw up the field for the 9-furlong test. Race number 14 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. You can download free Formulator Pass performances for the Florida Derby on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. You see there's a big favorite on the morning line. The 7 Greatest Honor is 6-5, and deservedly so. He has run roughshod over the 3-year-olds in South Florida this winter. Is this a slam dunk for Greatest Honor? Or maybe, just maybe, there's one or two waiting to upend him.
It'll be interesting to see, Dan. He hasn't run that fast race yet. I think that's what everybody's kind of waiting to see Greatest Honor do. Certainly he's run well in his last 2 starts. I would say that there's certainly, if nothing else, there's more potential in this Florida Derby field than there was in either the Holy Bull or the Fountain of Youth.
Perhaps concerning for Greatest Honor fans is the upcoming Timeform US pace projector. You'll notice a blue bar. That means that Timeform US believes that this race will favor horses on or near the early lead. And as you see, the 7 Greatest Honor is not exactly on or near the early lead. The very talented maiden winner Collaborate is, however, and maybe that gives him an advantage over Greatest Honor.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Collaborate looks like a very talented horse. He's very lightly raced. He's coming off of a huge maiden win. They're asking a lot of Collaborate in here, but getting to the lead on a relatively easy pace could be to his advantage in here.
Bill Mott trains the number 1 Nova Rags, who, as you see on the pace projector, can get close to the pace. This horse is a stakes winner who stretched out around 2 turns for the first time in his most recent start, the Grade 3 Sam F. Davis. Let's take a look at that race right now. I thought he chased a legitimate pace from the start of this race, Mike. He's down on the inside. He's no match for his uncoupled stablemate Candyman Rocket. But all in all, I think he ran well, and the 3rd place finisher came back to run second in the Tampa Bay Derby with an 83 buyer.
Yeah, this horse ran fine in here. I thought all in all, he got a good trip, Dan. He's chasing his stablemate home, and he can't really get there, but he ran fine in this race. I can't say I'm blown away with anything Nova Rags has done, but he's certainly shown up and run pretty well in all of his races.
The number 2, Quantum Leap, just seems like one of those typical Ian Wilkes horses. Wilkes likes to take his time, give them a couple of races, then stretch them out, and they pop maybe in their 2nd, 3rd, or 4th start. It was the 3rd start for Quantum Leap. Let's watch his win at this distance over this track at a big price. He's 22-1 in here. I like the grit and determination he showed in here to beat an odds-on Shadwell runner.
I mean, he's certainly game. He got himself right up close to the pace in this race, Dan. He just sat up there 3 wide. He's going to work really hard. He does not change leads in the stretch, but he fights his way to the front very late to pull off the upset. He has to improve again, and he has to improve a lot.
The 3 Giraffalis, well, they're going to try again. After a promising enough start to his career at 2, rallying from off the pace in a sprint, he was beaten 17 lengths by Greatest Honor in the Holy Bull. He was only beaten 10 lengths by that horse in the Fountain of Youth. Let's just say he has to continue improving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised they're coming back for one more shot here in an even tougher race, but we'll see what happens.
Southern Passage has been offered for a claiming tag 4 times in his career, including this race on March the 11th, where he was 32-1 when entered for the $75,000 tag. The winner of this race, Prevalence, looks like he has some talent. Southern Passage is down on the inside. He's not going to threaten. This is the fastest race he's ever run. He has a little bit of pedigree. His dam was a really good horse in Peru, but this is another one. He's got to take a gigantic leap forward.
He does. I thought he ran pretty well in here. He had a little trouble at the start. He wound up last. I thought he was a good 2nd best to a talented horse, but even a repeat of that effort probably isn't going to be enough in here.
When we saw Known Agenda for Todd Pletcher in his first two starts in New York last year, to us, he seemed like a horse with potential that would really appreciate these longer distances. And the Remsen, while he was beaten by a good horse in Brooklyn Strong, he caught a wet track that I don't think he liked. And I also don't think he liked being down inside, getting the mud kicked in his face. The Sam Davis, he showed no speed. Now, he doesn't have a lot of speed to begin with, but he was way behind. He didn't do much. Blinkers did the trick. Let's watch this race on February the 26th. Pletcher put blinkers on, dropped him in class. He stayed a lot closer to the pace. And just watch him compared to the one, Top Gun Tommy, who's calling for his mommy.
Yeah, they did the right thing by Known Agenda here. It was just by giving him a little bit of class relief. You know, all in all, his Sam Davis, it was a strange race because he just showed no early interest. He was actually running at the end of that race. It was way too late. They did the right thing here. They got him some class relief. He absolutely dominated that field. You go back to his second start where they stretched him right out. He beat Greatest Honor that day. They were in a long duel, and this horse beat him pretty much fair and square, Dan. We'll see if he can take another step forward.
Cilioso, the number 6. Well, I've taken a shot. He's run once on dirt in his career. That was a day at Gulfstream on December the 10th. You needed to be on the lead. You needed to be on the rail. He had neither. He took a lot of money that day. They've run him on turf since then with mixed results. He's got to do a lot more.
I mean, it's just hard to make a case for him here. It just feels like they're taking a shot and see what happens.
Here's Greatest Honor winning the Fountain of Youth. I have to admit, Mike, live when I watched this, I wasn't sure. He looked like he was outpaced on the turn. It looked like he was in hot water. Look what happens once he gets to the outside. He just flies by this field. And consider also, this is a short stretch at 1 mile and a 16th. This is a striking run. And something tells me he came back really dirty. I don't think he liked being down inside on the backstretch and getting into the second turn. And once he got on the outside, he fired.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how I looked at it too, Dan. And that could be a little bit concerning, of course, for a horse who you know is going to be off the pace. If he just needs that kind of a trip, it could spell some problems for him going forward. But the reality is he's run really well, basically, in all of his races. It feels like, even though he's not fast yet, it feels like he keeps getting better with racing. And Dan, he's just got a big advantage on his main competition here in terms of experience, in terms of distance. He's going to get the longer stretch this time. It feels like 1 mile and 1/8 only helps this horse. There's just a lot to like here.
Perfect 2 for 2 for the 8. Soup and Sandwich, who beat a hungry field last time out on February the 24th at Tampa Bay. There are only 2 of them. Let's watch this race right now, and there wasn't a lot of pace. I'm going to take this 79 figure, a 10-point drop off his debut with several grains of salt. He's also looking at us and saying hello. He's very, very green, but this was nothing more than a paid workout. It's hard to get a figure in a slow-paced race like this. He's green, very green, but he's also got some ability.
He really does. Being green like that as they step him up now, Dan, and stretch him out is probably not a good thing. But this horse can really run. It's also worth noting in that race last time, they made a concerted effort to concede the lead early in there. They did not want to put him on the front, even though they could have. He's learning as he goes. He can clearly run. This horse has some real talent, Dan. This is a tough test.
There's been a lot of buzz surrounding Collaborate since day one. He ran well in his debut with a trip sprinting, and second time out, he blew him away with a 90 buyer. Let's watch that one-turn mile effort. He got a really nice ride from Tyler Gaffalione. He got out of the gate this time. There wasn't a lot of pace, and he just pours it on in the stretch to win by a city block. He's bred. He's by Into Mischief. His dam won the Fairgrounds Oaks around 2 turns. And if Timeform US's pace projector is right, yes, he's giving up a ton of experience to Greatest Honor. This is how you want to see a maiden winner stepping up into graded stakes, just cruising under the line.
I agree. He was really impressive in there. And yes, he had all the best of it, but that was a really strong win. Ears up coming to the stretch. Like you just knew he was going to blow their doors off, and he did. The horse can clearly run. He looks the part. He's run really well in both of his starts. He is bred to stretch out. They're asking a lot of him here. We'll see if he's up for it.
Bob Baffert ships down to Gulfstream with the 10 Spielberg coming off a runner-up effort behind Champion Essential Quality in the Grade 3 Southwest. Let's watch Spielberg's effort. He was wide most of the way. They turn into the stretch for a brief second on the turn. It looked like maybe he would make a race out of this. Essential Quality is just too good. And that's not a knock on Spielberg at all. He ran really well in this race. This is a horse that has done some good things. He's won the Los Al Futurity. He was second in the Del Mar Futurity. I am not his biggest fan, but he is coming into the race the right way, it appears.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his either. I guess you would have to say that Southwest is the best race that he's ever run. He still couldn't really make a race of it at the end, Dan, but he did take a little step forward there. I'm still not a believer in this horse. And it's Baffert with Castellano taking over. You know you're not going to get a price.
And the 11 Papa 2, to me, is just a little, he's just a little a little overachiever. He ran well in the Mucho Macho Man 3 starts back where he got bumped at the break. He was wide most of the way and was second to the favorite. In the Fountain of Youth, he made a prolonged run, a big mid-race move. He actually ran right by Greatest Honor on the turn, and then he failed to stay. And actually, I think that's the big thing. I think this distance is too far and this post position is too tough. But he's a likable little colt that I'll keep an eye out for when he turns back in distance and drops in class.
Agree. I don't really have anything to add to that. He actually did run really well last time, but it just feels like this is an even tougher race for him.
Top pick time. Can Greatest Honor do it again? We think he can. I was just really taken with the way he flew home last time out. And he's a horse that just from day one, we've always felt distance, distance, distance. I think that Collaborate is a talented horse. He's given up a lot of experience. We both see it 7-9.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to add, Dan. I feel like Collaborate could be a dangerous horse for the favorite in here, but I'm going to stick with Greatest Honor. The added distance of this race, I think it just really plays right into his hands.
7-8, 9-5-8 for Mike, 7-9, 10-8 for me in the Saturday race of the day, the Grade 1 Florida Derby. Good luck.